Good evening, everybody. It's 11:40 at night. I got home from the protest about an hour ago, and I'm kind of debating between having some pasta or going to bed because I didn't really eat most of the day. But I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about some other thoughts that I had after the protest, because I posted a short video. And by the way, this concept that I'm going to talk about isn't new. I'm adding to the conversation from my own perspective here. And I'm hearing a rhetoric that, oh yeah, protests don't work. Protests don't change anything. Protests don't do X, Y, and Z. I agree that they don't change things on their own. We must act upon what it can provide us, but it also is important to understand what it does provide. It provides visibility, and it demonstrates through singing, dancing, creativity, unity, love, community, all the things that evil people hate. That people who have embraced evil and the path of abusing others, they hate all of the things that are demonstrated in a protest. And as long as they are visible, there's always hope. And that's another thing it provides, is morale boosting. So I don't want anyone to try and take the wind out of the sails of people that are doing that work. Everyone has a role to play. I hope we see the day where something like 50 million people show up. That would be amazing. But everyone does have a role to play here. Everyone is doing their own version of the work in overcoming what we are facing. It's also a demonstration of courage. Even though we have heard rhetoric from our highest offices saying, don't show up, we'll do X, Y, and Z, or they try to keep you staying at home because by spreading misinformation that makes you scared, it didn't work. And it demonstrated that we do have people here in this country who are courageous and ready to be properly unified. And it's just so, it is important. Presuming that protests will do all the work for us is silly to me. That's just my opinion. It's part of the work. That visibility is important. It keeps up morale. It keeps everyone in the world, even with media suppression, it keeps everyone in the world seeing that we still care. There's other things that we do need to do. There's kind of like, almost like a pie chart of different segments of the work that needs to be done. But we are all holding a valuable role. So long as you know that you're doing the right thing by showing up, you're doing something that actually matters. We are all demonstrating that it matters, that we matter, that we understand the power we all hold. And that's important. It's a reminder, it's an act of faith. If you're not even if you're not Christian, it's an act of faith. It's an act of believing in it despite the odds or despite what we're facing. Believing through the fear, so to speak. So I just want to ask you, what is your part in this? What are you going to do? If you have a valid criticism that's going to help us construct something better, I'd love to hear it. But if you're only speaking to deflate and to attempt to break others' morale because you can't see past your fear, then I think it's good to second guess that and reevaluate and then speak from a place that's helpful, because that is how we'll get through this. Peace is a lot more than passivity. Peace and nonviolence and civil disobedience are so much more than passivity. We obviously have some structures left to help us, and we have to be aware of strategies that the opposition has for us on the other side, like trying to bait us into their narrative of hate and violence. But we're not falling for it, because we know there's a better way to do things. And as a person of mixed heritage, indigenous heritage, I know from my own lineage that some of my ancestors didn't have a choice. But they fought so that we could have the choice to demonstrate our resistance in more ways than they could, and live in a way that they could have never even dreamed of. I have a lot more to say about that, but I'll do that another time. I just want you to remember that if you see someone who is genuinely in their place in the world right now doing something that is helpful, and they know that they're doing it right, take a look at yourself and ask, am I doing something helpful too? The other thing I want to point out is this is inspired by some other creators I've heard discuss forgiveness, especially in light of some MAGA people waking up. I agree with the idea that we need to break away from patterns of codependence on a country level and let go of the fear of confrontation, let go of the fear of what will happen if we don't try to manage other people's feelings. Build greater emotional resilience and independence. Get uncomfortable. Face your fear. Assume your power. But also, don't think that you have to do the work for anybody else or shield them from their own. Karma carries negative connotations in Western culture, but it's not even originating in Western culture. But that pattern that they must go through in life to resolve themselves, don't try to save them from it. That's their work. And don't distract yourself from your own work. The more we work on our own, inner struggles or realizations, building our stability and our peace, the better the world becomes. I'm not saying be selfish or cut off or isolated. I'm saying maintain that balance between self and other, thinking about what you're doing for yourself is also going to eventually have ripple effects, because if you invest in yourself too, you show up better, obviously. So do so. Don't let anyone else be in charge of your path or your peace, and don't try to be in charge of anyone else's. That's just my opinion. That's not advice. Have a great evening, and I appreciate every last one of you. Thank you if you made it to the end of this video. And yeah, just think about what your true roles and responsibilities are. And don't be afraid to carry them out. Have a good night.